Neil Brown is cooking. And this time he's bringing some magic to Morgantown. And I'm not talking about Magic Johnson, and I'm not talking about card tricks. I'm talking about Teriq Magic Mallory, a 3-star wide receiver who West Virginia was able to flip from an ACC school, specifically Wake Forest. And they're bringing him to Morgantown. He had previously committed to Wake Forest back in April. He came on an official visit to Morgantown this past weekend. Bada bing, bada boom. The staff work their magic. The current players work their magic. Teriq Mallory changes his commitment to West Virginia. I love it. Now let's talk about Teriq Magic Mallory. Welcome, everybody. Welcome into yet another Couz's Corner live stream. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you stopping by and joining, spending a little bit of your evening with me here, talking about Teriq Mallory. I did drop a video just about a little over an hour ago about the ACC situation with North Carolina, if you guys want to check that out once this show's over. But for right now, let's talk about Magic Mallory, Teriq Magic Mallory. I'm just going to bring up an article that I wrote about him over on Couz'sCorner.com. Says, former ACC wide receiver commit flips to WVU football. Per his ex account, Teriq Mallory, a 6 feet 5 inch and 190-pound wide receiver from Cheshire Academy in Connecticut, has decided to take his talents to Morgantown instead of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Mallory, the consensus 3-star recruit, had committed to Wake Forest and Coach Dave Clawson on April the 13th. However, Neil Brown and the WVU football staff never stopped recruiting Mallory, who also goes by the nickname Magic. WVU staff was able to get Mallory on campus for an official visit this weekend. That's all it took to seal the deal and get him to change his mind about where he would attend college in 2025. The young receiver has had West Virginia on his radar for a while and even had them in his top 4 prior to initially committing to the Demon Deacons. Mallory made headlines for receiving a phone call from his hero, former WVU football receiver Tavon Austin, during his initial recruitment. Mallory fits the mold of what Neil Brown, offensive coordinator Chad Scott, and the staff have been looking for in a receiver, someone who was long and fast. They landed a commitment from former Mississippi State receiver Justin Robinson from the transfer portal last week, but Robinson only has 2 years of eligibility remaining. Mallory can help fill that role once Robinson graduates. So that's my breakdown of it. When you go over to 24/7 Sports, they list him at 6'5", 190. Again, he's a 3-star recruit. Maybe not be as exciting as the one they got yesterday from the 4-star running back. I know we all love those stars, those star ratings. But I really like this young man. When you watch his film, like I said, he's really long. He's fast. He's a good route runner for a high school player. I think he's going to really bring something that this West Virginia receiving corps hasn't had in a while, especially since Bryce Ford Wheaton left. And again, they'll need it once Justin Robinson, the transfer from Mississippi State, once he leaves. They're going to need somebody to fill that void, to be that long, lanky receiver that can go that's a downfield threat, that can go get the long ball and can make contested catches, which this young man can do. But looking at his offer list, you got West Virginia, obviously you've got UConn, you've got Duke, Maryland, Massachusetts, and of course Wake Forest, the team he had previously committed to. But kudos to Coach Brown and staff. They stayed with him. They didn't stop recruiting him. Got him on campus for an official visit. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what they're doing on these official visits, but this West Virginia staff is killing it. When they can get guys on campus to official visits, they usually nail them down. And that's what they did here with Teriq Mallory as well. So I'm really excited about this young man. I think he's going to be a great addition to this team for the 25 class. It bumped West Virginia up from 7th to 6th in the Big 12 as far as recruiting rankings for 2025 so far. And it boosted them 2 spots from 36 to 34 nationally. And Jacob Yoho, to answer your question, no, he's part of the 2025 recruiting class. I apologize if I did not make that clear. Shaggy of West Virginia says, it's rained here, so no mowing the grass tonight. That's funny, Shaggy. I'm with you, my man. I got WVU Earl in the house, who's a paid VIP member. He says, hey, Couz, what's up, Earl? Shaggy of West Virginia again. Says, he was responding to Eric Flowers' message about dropping videos on his ride home. We've got Marcus and Moto in the house, Kelly McCourt, Pokemon Kid Entertainment. Thank you all for stopping in. And I mentioned Eric Flowers earlier. If you guys want to make sure I see your comment, you can always drop a super chat. It's a way to donate to the channel, help support what I do here. It also gets your comment highlighted. I will be sure to see it and read it and post it on the screen. Also, you can, if you're watching this on a replay, you can donate by hitting the heart with a $sign in it. It's the same as a super chat, but it's on an on-demand video versus a live video. Now, I'm going to try to pull up his Twitter account here where I'll show you his announcement and then also some highlights if I'm able to do so. Let me enlarge this a little bit. I think it's better if we can get a full screen. Yep, there we go. But as you can see here, this is his. Let me put my headphones on so I can hear it, see if there's sounds playing. It should be okay. I don't think I'll get any copyright issues with this since it's his Twitter account.
I gotta bring it anytime and however you want it. Late at night and I can't sleep, I'm staying up.
Yep, I can't be playing that music. But anyway, let me see if I can mute it, maybe.
Type of worker you can.
Yeah, here we go. Really cool commitment video here by Teriq Mallory. Pictures with his family. That's always cool. Take me home 25, baby. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Obviously, there's the photo that they put out. Class of 2025 three-star athlete Teriq Mallory. Of course, that was from the rival site. Some of his photos. Great work by the Stizo design there. Great work by them putting this together. And you can look here. See the flying WV up at the top and then the Mountaineers there. That's really cool. And as you scroll down here, Steve Wiltfong says, following a weekend official visit, Cheshire Academy, wide receiver Teriq Mallory flips from Wake Forest to West Virginia. And here's what he had to say. I believe WVU will prepare me to be better on and off the field. Mallory said, the impact and opportunity I will have at West Virginia is going to be phenomenal. It was no way in the world I was going to pass it up. And let's get the full story here. Let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, you are. All right. Or are you? Hold on. No, you're not. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'll get the screen. I'll get the article pulled up for you so you can read it along with me here. This is the write-up that Steve Wiltfong did over. No, I thought I had it up. Yeah, here we go. This is from On3. Wide receiver Teriq Mallory flips commitment from Wake Forest to West Virginia. Following a weekend visit to West Virginia, Cheshire Academy 2025 wide receiver Teriq Mallory has flipped his commitment from Wake Forest to the Mountaineers. 6'5", 185 Mallory had been a verbal of the Demon Deacons since the spring. Recruited by head coach Neil Brown and future position coach Bilal Marshall, Mallory becomes commit number 9 for the Mountaineers in the cycle. WVU felt right for me because Morgantown just felt like home, Mallory told On3. The people and the fans at Morgantown show a lot of love. Also, the coaching staff has been on me for more than a year now, and I built a very good relationship with the head coach and the wide receivers coach. Other offers from Mallory included Duke and Maryland, which I mentioned earlier. And then there's the quote I read earlier about not passing up such a great opportunity. So he looks like he just fell in love with the coaching staff, with Coach Brown, Coach Marshall. Coach Marshall, I think, is doing really big things, guys, in Morgantown. Let's hope West Virginia can hold on to him for quite a while. But anyway, let's go back to sharing his Twitter account. It says he's from New Haven, Connecticut. 1,000% committed. There's his commitment post from almost an hour ago. We are far from done. That's funny. Talking about the West Virginia Clash, because we all know, guys, these players, they recruit other players. They meet these players in the camp circuit. through AAU circuit, whatever, and they recruit these guys, these other players, to help to try to build a team. It's pretty cool stuff, really. And that's perfectly legal, obviously. You can't stop kids from talking to each other. Flip season. He requotes that from Cameron Hall. He said, I heard WVU fans show the most love and post a photo. That's really cool. I want to get down here. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to show you. Here's some highlights of him at camp. Let's take a look at these. That was him running routes. Here's another one. I think this is a different one. Yep. Yep. Oops. Accidentally got off the page there, didn't I? My bad. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Yeah. That's the beauty of live, baby. You never know what's going to happen. But just like that, we're right back to his page. All right. So let me go down here. I really like it when these kids post their highlights on their X account. It makes it a lot easier to find. Don't have to dig for it. Here's a 10-yard comeback route. There you go. Watch it again. I like it. He gets out of his breaks well for a big guy. He gets out of his breaks really well, I think. There's a hitch route. Boom. I like how he uses his hands. Got his hands out in front, so he doesn't bring it into his body. I like that. When you watch his huddle film too, go back and watch his high school huddle highlights. You'll see that he's good. He's really good at going up and getting the ball in the air and winning 50-50 balls. There was one play in particular where he was in the back of the end zone, went up high to get a ball. The quarterback overthrew just slightly. He went up to get it, came down with it. He had a man all over him. He came down with it and got both feet in bounds. That would have been a touchdown even in the league, the NFL. So he's really good at getting those 50-50 balls. He has strong hands, very strong hands. He can get balls in traffic with guys draped all over him. I like that about him as well. But actually, hold on one second, guys. My wife's calling. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Had to answer the phone. Wife's grabbing dinner on her way home. So anyway, that's really, I think that's about it. There was I did want to show you back. He had West Virginia in his Final Four back in March before he ended up announcing. He had West Virginia, Wake Forest, Maryland, and Duke. He obviously committed to the Demon Deacons on the 13th. I think it looks like he's taken his he took his Wake Forest commitment picture down, which makes sense. Why would you leave that up after you've committed to another school? So Wake Forest losses, West Virginia's gain. Wake Forest still is rated ahead of West Virginia slightly in the national rankings right now for the 2025 class. They're at number 25. So Dave Clawson's recruiting well. Let's matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up West Virginia right now is 34th. They have 9 commitments. And their average rank is 132.7. Average player rank is 132.7. Now, Wake Forest, like I said, they're 19th nationally right now with 15 commits. See, that's where they are. And their player rating is 175.3. So West Virginia's average player rating is actually higher than Wake Forest. But Wake Forest has 15 commits compared to only West Virginia's 9. But West Virginia, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not higher. It's much higher than West Virginia's. Their average player rating is 175. Or no, wait a minute. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Bear with me a second. Points. It's not average player rating, it's points. I was reading that completely wrong. Average player rating is because you get points for your commitments. Average player rating for Wake Forest is 86.3, and West Virginia is 86.6. So West Virginia has a slightly higher player rating, average player rating, but like 0.3 of a point. But Wake Forest has not 15 commitments. That's the only reason they're rated ahead of West Virginia is because they're higher number of commitments. But that's going to change. West Virginia is going to get a lot more guys, and I expect several of them to come over the next few days because they had like 20 guys or something on campus this past weekend for that official visit day, and that's where a lot of these commits come into play, and they're able to get a lot of them once they get them on those official visits. So I expect West Virginia to jump up the rankings in the Big 12 and nationally over the course of the next few days. All right, let me see what comments we might have in here. I don't see any super chats. Let me see what channel members have commented. Got David Cummings in the house. He says, what are they putting in the water in Morgantown these days? I love it. Absolutely. Probably going to see some basketball commitments coming too. We saw Darren DeVries put out some Country Roads gifts, which is a sign that they've gotten a commitment. I think they have 2 of them out, but we have no clue who they are yet. What other? Let me see. No more comments from channel members. We got Michael Bryson in the house. Says, let's fire it up West Virginia. Alan Aaron. H. Bar Farkle in the house. Marcus and Moto again. Says, Couz, you better not be on that damn YouTube again, LOL. Got Robert Gurney in the house. Great show watching from Thousand Oaks, California. Thank you all the way out for watching us all the way out in California. Appreciate you. Obviously, we got Jacob Yoho in the house. Big E 7375. They putting green in those glasses of water. Absolutely. Putting something in it, man. I got to give, I'm sure Country Roads Trust is doing their part to help in the recruiting process. I got a shirt on, guys. It's the neck's a little stretched out on me. But what he brings, Brandon, is he's long, he's 6'5", he's lank, he's lengthy. He's got those long arms. He can go up and get balls out of the air, make contested catches. He's also fast. According to his ex account, he runs a 4.5 40, which for a guy that size is impressive. I like it. He's a good route runner for his age. His route running will get even better. The things that, and I'll tell you, walking his huddle, what I was impressed with on his huddle highlights is they showed him blocking downfield. He's a good blocker. He's a very willing blocker downfield. He's very good, and that's what this team needs as a team who likes to run the ball. They need someone as a receiver that can block downfield. We heard Chad Scott talk extensively about how good Traylon Ray is at that. So this young man is a very good blocker, and I think that's something that's going to bode well for him and will help him get on the field, potentially help him get on the field earlier if he's able to, improve his route running even more than it already is. He's able to do what he needs to do in the weight room. He does need to put on some weight and keep, continue that willingness to block. And as he gets stronger, he'll be able to block even better. And then, again, though his willingness to do it is already there. He just needs to get stronger, and I'm sure there's some technique things he could improve on as well. But he pancaked a lot of guys in that huddle highlight film I watched, so it's pretty impressive. I recommend you guys go check it out. Watch his huddle highlight tape. Big E says, think Chris Henry about that size and speed. That's a good comparison, Big E. I don't like making I do make comparisons occasionally, but you're right. Chris Henry's a good comparison when you look at his body type for sure. And we all know the kind of player Chris Henry was. I mean, he ended up playing several years in the NFL before he unfortunately passed away in a tragic accident. But hats off to Coach Brown and the staff. They're killing it in recruiting right now. Got the 4-star running back. As a matter of fact, let's just go over the list of guys they do have right now in the 2025 class. I think that's a good exercise to do. It'd be a good refresher for me. Like I said, they've got 9 guys. Their highest rated player is DeAndre Desenor, the running back I mentioned in the live stream last night. You got Gavin Crawford, an offensive lineman from Olney, Maryland, Good Counsel High School. They're getting a lot of players from that Good Counsel High School. That's becoming a pipeline to West Virginia. Zay Jackson, defensive back from Huntington, West Virginia, who's committed, 5'10", 180-pound defensive back. By the way, Gavin Crawford, the offensive lineman, is 6'3", 300. Teriq Mallory is the 4th-rated player on the list so far. We got Scotty Fox, the quarterback for the 2025 class, 6'2", 210 out of Mentor, Ohio. He's a 3-star, 87-rated player as well. Jackson Acquarty, tight end out of DeForest, Wisconsin, 6'7", 225. Again, going after length. We've heard general manager Drew Fabianich mentioned multiple times we want guys that are big and fast, big and fast, big and fast. Well, that's what they're doing. With Aiden Buchanan, an offensive tackle, again, from Good Counsel High School in Olney, Maryland, 6'8", 310 pounds. Wow. Got Tyshawn Dews, another player out of the state of West Virginia, Hurricane, West Virginia to be exact, a wide receiver. He was, I think, the first commit in this class, I believe. 9, 7, 11, 18. Yeah. Tyshawn Dews was the very first commit in the 2025 class. He's an in-state kid, 86-rated player at the wide receiver spot. He's only 5'10", 171, but he's fast, and he's very talented. I've seen him play. He's a good player. And then Thomas Barr, another offensive lineman from the Haverford School in Pennsylvania, 6'3", 290. So all but one is they're all 3 stars with the exception of DeAndre Desanor, who is a 4-star. He was a consensus 4-star. And as soon as he committed to West Virginia, 24/7 Sports downgraded him to a 3-star. Now, how crazy is that? Got a lot of West Virginia fans pissed off, I'll be honest with you. Now, all the other services, as far as I can tell, didn't downgrade him. They kept it the same. So maybe but here I am using 24/7. It's just my go-to. It's a habit. I'm a VIP member over there, have been for a long time, and it's just my go-to. So I'm familiar with the website and everything, but it is frustrating to see when they do that, when they downgrade those guys after they commit to a school that's not a blue blood. Whether that's actually a thing or not, or if that's just a conspiracy, I don't know, but they did it to him. So at least that's the word on the street. But anyway, I'm excited about this young man. Again, he's tall, he's fast, he's a good route runner. I think he's a good addition to this West Virginia roster for 25. Hopefully they can hang on to him. We'll see. Big E, that's a great point. Body type now ability. Like I say, all I've seen so far is highlight tape from high school ball. And those few highlights I share with you from camp stops he made, as you can see, he's pretty decent at getting in and out of his routes for a guy his size. I'm sure he'll improve on that even more. In high school, he pretty much runs a lot of just straight go routes because he's faster than, or they throw the ball on a screen pattern, and he just outruns everybody. He can break tackles as well for someone as skinny as he is. He can break some tackles. But again, we'll see if he's able to, hit the field early, or if he's going to need a year or two to develop. That'll be interesting to see. But what I like about it is by them going out and getting that Justin Robinson that I mentioned earlier from Mississippi State, he can come in right away because he's a Power 5 transfer who has experience. He can come in and play right. He's going to fill the role of the long and tall receiver now, and then it gives Teriq Mallory a year to develop, or 1 year to develop under him, learn from him before he has to step in and take over that role. So I like it. And again, his willingness to block, I think, as well will help him get on the field early. If he can, keep his body right, get where he needs to be from a weight standpoint and all that. Big E says Country Roads Trust has money. That's not an issue. No, it's not. I mean, West Virginia's Country Roads Trust is, I don't think they're going to be competing with the Ohio States and the Alabamas and, the wealthiest, the Texases of the world necessarily, Texas A&Ms. But I would put West Virginia's collective up against about anybody in the Big 12 and anybody, as far as peer institutions go. Country Roads Trust is right up there with one of the best collectives in the country. I have a lot of faith in them and what they do in all sports, not just football, but basketball, baseball, everything. Shaggy of West Virginia says just shows that some of these players' ratings are a joke. Agree. Big E says weird ratings over at 24/7. Michael Hart says he could play against the SEC team. HBAR Fargo says he just unsubscribed for 24/7. Well, mine is free because I'm a member through the I'm a member of the Football Writers Association of America, and their members get free membership to 24/7 Sports. So I'm not having to pay for it. So for me, that's a big reason I'm in it. I was in it before, so that's not the only reason. But obviously, I'm not going to drop it because it's free. You know what I'm saying? But it is frustrating to see them do that. David Cummings, who's a VIP member here, says these stars don't mean anything if you can't develop a player. Ask Deion Sanders. Great point, David. Great point. Big E says nobody has Texas money, and the RNL is top 5 in the country. Yeah, what I like about Country Roads Trust is I think it's more not just about how much money they have, but it's how they utilize it. I think they're good at thinking outside the box, finding crafty ways. The relationship with the beer company. You got the relationship now with the bourbon company. They're doing these events now where they're bringing coaches in, and they're just finding different ways to raise money for the collective and for the players. And I think that's it's not about how much money you have all the time. Sometimes it's how creative you are in using the money and utilizing it, and making sure the athletes have the most opportunities they can get to capitalize on their NIL. Whether no matter how much money you've got, if there's not creative ways to utilize the NIL, your name, image, and likeness, to get the players paid, number one, it's hard to get them the money, and two, you could find yourself under the microscope with the NCAA, which we don't. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants West Virginia to break the rules or do anything that's going to get them in any trouble. And I think Country Roads Trust is really good at obeying the rules. I think West Virginia, their athletic department, are doing everything, by the book, and thinking outside the box and finding creative ways to do everything to get these players money within the legal limits of NIL. So if there are any rules, heck, who knows? There are rules, but they change all so much I can't keep track. This is not going to be a long live stream, guys. I just felt like because this was new news, I needed to get on here and break it and try to be early out of the gate. And I know a lot of you guys are probably wanting to get over and see Mountaineer Paul's live stream over about the basketball recruit over on Hoops from the Hills. So I'll break now and let you guys get over there and watch that. Plus, I have my wife on the way home with dinner, and I'm a hungry man. I'm a hungry boy right now. I'm a growing boy. I'm just growing in the wrong direction. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning into this. Thanks for all your support. Real quick, I got a member with a comment. WVU Earl says, I think Brown and company are doing a good job of developing these young players. Absolutely. 100%. AD watching on X. Thank you. By the way, I always forget the people on X. If you're watching on X, don't forget to come over to my YouTube channel, Couz's Corner. Check out the videos I post that are not live, the pre-recorded stuff, and there's a lot of them. Hadn't done a whole lot of lives until recently. So have a lot of pre-recorded stuff over there. Go check it out. Also, if you want to become a member of the channel, become a paid VIP member, hit the join button below or go to my channel homepage, hit join. There are 2 levels. Right now, I have a video up that's only available to my club level members. That's the $4.99 level. And it's going to be that way for probably a day or two. It's about the Big 12 and the ACC, and an interesting nugget there that I picked up in another show that could be a way for the ACC to actually outdo the Big 12, so to speak. I'm not going to give away too much, but I recommend if you want to catch that video, go check it out. There's also a few members-only videos over there that you can get that are the 1 minute or less shorts. And I am going to try to do a lot more members-only content going forward to give my members a little bit more bang for their buck. And that's also an easy way to support the show. The money comes directly out of your account every month, and you don't have to worry about it, but you don't have to make a long-term commitment. You can cancel at any time. Also, check out Couz'sCorner.com for several articles on West Virginia sports, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, women's basketball, whatever. Go check it out. I appreciate you guys helping me get that website growing as well. And you can sign up for email notifications over there by hitting go to scroll at the bottom of the homepage on my website. There's a box you can check. Put your email in and sign up for my daily email notifications. And it's absolutely free to do that. What else is free? Hitting the thumbs up on this live stream. Or if you're watching on the replay, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button at Couz's Corner. If you like West Virginia sports, if you like conference realignment, if you like Big 12 content, you need to be subscribed to Couz's Corner. Turn on your notification bell. Make sure notifications are on your mobile device as well, or it won't matter. Just turn the notifications on, hit the subscription, leave a comment below. All of that helps my channel grow. I'm on the way to 10K, baby. But I need you to get me there. And subscribing, liking, and sharing, it's all free. So it's an easy way to help out your brother. I appreciate you tuning into this episode. Thanks for your support. Q Country Roads.